State Patrol, them niggas are gonna ambush you immediately. Now, I ain't do shit, but just the sight of them niggas just give me chills. But see, from right here, I can eat their ass straight up. From right, it's so many police riding by. But from right here, I can tell them, I'm gonna tell you why. Because they still got to come car that light. Once you got a good enough head start, you got to, and I'm all-wheel drive, you got to hit.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Ed. Welcome back to 12 Reacts. Hey, glad to have you here today, joining me as we analyze pursuits. Something that has really been bothering me, and I try to really decide whether to even show this video or not. As you know, on this channel, when it has to do with death, I don't show the body or anything like that, just as respect for the family. But I really believe there are some things that that we really should talk about. And social media has a huge influence on people. It also has a huge influence. Well, the influencers are influencing people, and I'm going to get in a little bit of that after we watch this video. But I think the young man's name is Keon Tucker. He was actually on social media. He was showing, I guess, two Georgia state troopers or some police officers sitting across the street, and he was actually telling social media that he could eat the Georgia State Patrol up. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the video. Once it gets to the scene of him, I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead. They do place sheets over him. I'm going to jump ahead. And for those of you who have not seen this, this is what social media is putting out there. And it's, I believe these kind of statements should be taken down off of social media. I know many of you all will be against that, but it's just be real what social media is doing. And also these influencers who are out here influencing people to run from the police. Same thing with them. They should not be able to do that because when people die because of what they say, I feel like they have a little fault in that. But anyway, let's go ahead and watch the video.
Police, right? See, State Patrol, look, when State Patrol wants you, the difference between them and a regular county cop, APD, if they looking for you and they want to fuck with you or they trying to, harass you, they'll go park in the corner somewhere. They go park somewhere and wait till you pull off. State Patrol, them niggas are going to ambush you immediately. Now, I ain't do shit, but just the sight of them niggas just give me chills. But see, from right here, I can eat their ass straight up. From right, it's so many police riding by. But from right here, I can tell them, I'm gonna tell you why. Because they still got to come car that light. Once you got a good enough head start, you got to, and I'm all-wheel drive, you got to hit. Ooh, wait, see, somebody just hit the gas. Oh, that Mustang did that. They ain't even come out there. Y'all nigga hold, they just sitting right here. Probably cause my window tint, I don't know. But I ain't fucking with them nigga, man. I ain't going nowhere. We'll sit here all day, nigga.
Pardon the language, you guys. I don't support that. So apparently, this officer noticed that truck and noticed the tent was down on the windshield and noticed that the tent was too dark. If you notice, in no part in here do you see that truck.
Fucking stupid! Oh, 250, bad 250, land, bad 250. Go ahead and start a 252 immediately.
So as you can see, it looks like the bed of the truck, part of it is over here on this side. It's just torn all to pieces. It's actually almost unrecognizable. Of course, you can see the front here. He's sitting in his seat right here, so you can see that the truck is pretty much just obliterated.
9376 367. Go ahead and notify as well.
So as you can see, that was a very, very short pursuit. The trooper never was close to him at all. I believe if you go back and read the report, the trooper actually states that he would see the end or the rear of the vehicle, and he knew that it was going, above the speed limit. But let's just talk about this. Let's talk about a couple of things. When we get on social media and we start saying things, it makes us have to follow through. Like, you can't get on and say, I'm going to eat this police department up. And you've got your friends who are watching your social media of the things that you are saying. And then, a little later on, they pass by you and you got the police got you pulled over. So when you make statements like that, it forces you to go through with what you said. Now, clearly this young man put himself in a situation where he thought that his TRX, which is a high-powered 1500 Ram, it's almost considered to be like a Ford Raptor. It is souped up. It does have a mean motor in it, but it's a truck as well. So, but he was just saying how he could just smoke them with it. And when he got out there and started driving those streets, there's one thing that you have to remember when you're being chased by a police officer. Okay. Number one, that police officer probably has driven that road more times than you can shake a stick at. And the older the officer is, the more he knows the area, the more he knows the road. Listen, I was in a pursuit one time, and we were in Louisville, Kentucky, and there's a local department that actually got in on the pursuit. Now, we had troopers up front. I was trying to get to the troopers who were up front. We had local departments that hopped in between the troopers up front and myself because I was catching up. And this local department leaves out of the county of that city, and they go into the county in which we patrol. Now, we knew those roads like the back of our hands. And when these local police departments, who were out of their area, I was trying to get around them, but they wouldn't let me around them. But so anyway, I hung behind them and watched them. They did not know the roads. And as a matter of fact, one of them was a sergeant, and I knew him. He about lost it going around a curve because he did not know the roads. These police officers know the roads. All right. So this young man is driving this truck. He may know the roads, but he doesn't know how and didn't know how to drive them at a high speed. When you have police officers who run that road all the time, lots of times they're running them with lights and sirens. They know the limits of those curves that they can drive. They know, hey, this one right here is a 55-mile-an-hour curve right here. Oh, I can do 72 on this curve right here. You learn those things and you know them. But when someone comes from somewhere else and they try to keep up with the officers up front who travel that road all the time, you could tell the experience of driving that road kind of hinders you. So I would dare say probably that may have been what happened. That young man drove that truck. He did not know the road as well as he thought, especially at the excessive speed that he was trying to drive. Okay, so that's very tough to deal with that. And again, I didn't show you the body because I just wanted to respect the family. And please don't get on my messages saying he got what he deserved. Even so, nobody should deserve to go through that. Nobody's family should deserve to go through that. If it was your children, would you say, well, my child got what they deserved? Hopefully you wouldn't do that. Okay, so don't get into the comments saying things like that. I'll pin you up in a second and put you up as a pin. So, but as we continue on, you have to think about some of these YouTube channels that kind of encourage pursuits. You know, they get on there and they say things like, if you get pulled over by the police, you know, I don't condone anybody running from the police. And then they'll pause and grin. But if you do it, this is how you do it. You know, there's a couple that comes to mind, and I'm not getting ready to say the names of the channels, but you probably know who some of them are. They deal with Challengers and Chargers a lot. But it's almost like they condone chases. You know, oh, this is a 6-cylinder right here. I can't believe this 6-cylinder gapped that trooper. You know, I mean, that's just crazy. So you're taking your influence that you have and you're influencing young people to go out and do these things. And when they get pulled over because they've got their Challenger or their Charger, they think they can do it and they're very inexperienced. And things like this is actually what happens more times than not. All right. So let's just be careful how we do this, because when you influence people to take these kind of actions, you actually kind of help participate in their death when they get in trouble. Listen to me, young folk, when I talk to you. If you get into a pursuit, that young man that influenced you to get into that chase, he is not going to be there to bail you out. He's not going to be there to pay your bond for you to get out of jail. He's not going to be there being your attorney at your court date when you have to answer for doing 140 mile an hour down an interstate. He's not going to be there for you. So don't let these people influence you to do these kind of things and make these kind of detrimental mistakes. A young man just lost his life and was on social media. Don't know who he had been listening to, but you saw the attitude of him. You saw the arrogance of him about how he could get away. Hey, just be careful, y'all. Listen, as I always say, and this is my thing for this channel, don't run. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. The cost is too high and the cost is too great. Hey, this is Ed Logan. I'll see you all on the next video. Hey, stay safe out there. If a police officer gets behind you and pulls you over, if you find yourself being pulled over by law enforcement, simply pull over. Take your ticket or take your warning or take your preaching. If he's going to preach to you, just take it.